Conservatives have aggressively gone after liberals following allegations that Harvey Weinstein had sexually harassed or sexually assaulted dozens of women. Now, Margaret Hoover, who is a conservative, felt the need to call other conservatives out on their hypocrisy. And I just want to give her some credit because I think this was bold. I think that this was very much true. And I think it takes guts to speak out against conservatives and how incredibly contradictory they are on this issue. Take a look.
It's shocking to me how differently the left and the right have handled major sex scandals. When Bill O'Reilly and Roger Ailes were revealed to be predatory, I can point to two people in the conservative universe who said this is bad behavior and it is not conservative. One was Peggy Noonan, one was David French at National Review. Nothing else from anyone else. On the left, you have movie star after politician, after US senator, disassociating himself, disavowing, condemning bad behavior, and a really stark contrast culturally between how the political left and the political right handle this situation.
Wow. That was admirable. I'm glad that she said that because you don't hear that criticism much on cable news. Cuomo said a few things about that as well, but I'm happy that there's another conservative pointing this out because this shouldn't be a political issue, regardless of someone's political affiliation or political identity. It has to do with people in positions of power who use that position of power to prey on those who have no power. And I don't care if it's a liberal, I don't care if it's a progressive, I don't care if it's a conservative. If someone is preying on others the way that Weinstein has, the way that Roger Ailes did, the way that Bill O'Reilly did, then they should be condemned. And I don't care about their political affiliation whatsoever.
So Margaret Hoover used to be at Fox News, and there they, for a long time, circled the wagons. And eventually the executives, partly because they wanted a multi-billion-dollar deal done in the UK, changed direction. But a lot of the people on air for a long time, nope, stuck with Ailes, stuck with O'Reilly, no matter what. And now they're gleeful. They're like, yes, we found one liberal who's as much of a prick as Trump, Ailes, O'Reilly, Bowling, whatever, you name it, right? So they're like, oh yeah, what, condemn. We want you to condemn. No, Hillary condemned, but she didn't do it quickly enough. No, she should have done it nanoseconds afterwards. She shouldn't even finish reading the story. She should have condemned right away. Obama, he didn't condemn quickly enough. Okay, now that's a thing that didn't condemn quickly enough. Chris Hayes pointed out on Twitter today that one of Obama's daughters interned at the Weinstein Company. So obviously they didn't know, otherwise they wouldn't have sent their daughter to intern there. So they never knew, and then once they found out, they condemned him. You guys, most of the right wing, as Margaret Hoover just pointed out, never condemned Roger Ailes or Bill O'Reilly. Sean Hannity just had Bill O'Reilly on his show, then turns around and goes, why won't they condemn Weinstein?
Yeah, that's right.
Why won't they condemn him quickly enough, forcefully enough? Why haven't they punched him in the nuts yet? Okay, so no, we know what it is, and what drives it is projection. And they assume that we will protect Weinstein, we as in progressives, right? Because they protect, right or wrong, their guys. Sean Hannity thinks, yeah, Roger Ailes harassed and assaulted many women, would take out his penis and run around the room chasing after women, according to the stories. And that's why he was sued, he settled cases, they made payments, he was fired. It's proven over and over again, but I don't care. He's my flasher, he's my guy. And
he's on my team.
Yeah, he's on my team. And so I love Roger Ailes, right? So he assumes we will do likewise. But the reality is we don't care. We condemn that kind of behavior no matter where they are on the political spectrum. In fact, Harvey Weinstein's excuse the day after was even more gross.
Yeah.
So he did this apology, and I hadn't read the New York Times story yet. I'm like, oh, the first half of that apology sounds fine. The second half is really weird. Then I went back and read the story, and I'm like, oh. So the second half of the apology was like, I will be fighting against the NRA even
deflecting.
More. I was like, wait, what does the NRA have anything to do with this?
It has nothing to do with it. It was him trying to pander to,
liberals, because he thought, oh, well, remember guys, I'm on your side. No,
don't
you're not.
care at all.
And he's like, and I will be naming, I'll be giving more money in favor of women, and I'll be naming it after my mom, and I don't want to let her down. Dude, you should have thought about that before the potted plant, okay? And so it's a little late, and don't hide behind your mom. Don't do that. So we're not like the right wing. We're not going to defend you because you think you're on our team. So if the guys that did know him want to take a couple of days and figure out did he actually do it, and then once they're sure condemn him, that's perfectly fine. For all those Republicans still defending Bill O'Reilly and yes, Donald Trump, who bragged about, just like Weinstein, I'm famous, so I can grab and grope them all they like and all I like, and there's nothing they could do about it. He's the guy you voted for, and all those conservatives on air still defend to this day. So please spare us your crocodile tears about Weinstein. You guys are the ones who don't care at all. If you like this clip of the Young Turks, you know there's a whole live 2-hour show, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern every day, and you can download it or stream it and watch it without ads if you become a member. tytnetwork.com/join.